Hi, I'm Erin Jarek, one of the academic advisors for Civil and Architectural Engineering. The purpose of this video is to introduce and explain some of the policies that apply to you as a civil or architectural engineering student at CU Boulder. Before I start talking about specific policies, it's important to understand the different levels of policies that you may encounter as a student. Campus policies apply to all students at CU Boulder. College policies apply to all students in the College of Engineering and Applied Science. Department policies or major policies are specific only to civil and/or architectural engineering students. In addition, sometimes the college sets a minimum requirement, but individual departments can choose to be more restrictive, and that can sometimes lead to confusion. It's important to be aware of these different kinds of policies because policies and requirements can vary among colleges, departments, and majors. They can also change from year to year and depend on what semester you enter the program. So a policy that applies to you may be different than what applies to a student in mechanical engineering, in arts and sciences, or even a student in your major who joined the program before or after you. So it's important to make sure you're getting your information from your academic advisor or other official sources and not from other students. Something that's true for another student may not be true for you. Please also remember that you are responsible for knowing and following all policies and requirements that apply to you, not just the ones discussed in this video. Today, I'm going to highlight a few policies that are particularly important or that students tend to be confused about. First is pass-fail coursework. You can't take anything pass-fail if it is counting toward your civil or architectural engineering degree. This includes courses to fulfill MAPS deficiencies, humanities and social science electives, free electives, anything that's counting toward your degree. And this policy is rarely, if ever, waived. If you decide to take an extra class that does not count towards your degree, you can request to take that pass-fail by filling out a college petition. Next is the college residency requirement, which states that the last 45 credits of your engineering degree must be completed with CU Boulder coursework only. And you'll sometimes hear this referred to as the 45-hour rule. Note that CU-approved study abroad is counted the same as Boulder coursework and is exempt from this requirement. This requirement can often be waived by petition if you want to take a transfer course within the last 45 credits of your degree. I also want to briefly mention course substitutions, which is another common question. If you want to take a different course than what's listed on the block diagram for your major, I would encourage you to talk to your advisor. Some course substitutes are automatically accepted with no special permission needed. Some might be approved by petition, and some are just not considered. Your advisor can give you more information and guidance based on your specific situation. Next, there are a few policies that relate to repeated courses. Engineering students have 3 attempts to successfully complete a course or its equivalent. It's up to each department to determine whether W grades count towards those 3 attempts. W grades show on your transcript when you drop a class after the first drop deadline, which is usually in week 3 of the semester. W grades don't affect your GPA, but they show that you were enrolled in the course and then dropped it. In civil and architectural engineering, W grades do count toward the 3 attempts, but only for students who entered the program in fall 2018 or later. I also want to clarify how repeated courses count toward GPA and graduation requirements. The most recent instance of a course is the one that determines if you have successfully completed it. This often comes up with AP credit. So for example, if you have AP credit for Calculus 1 but then choose to retake Calculus 1 at CU Boulder, your grade in the CU Boulder course determines whether you passed it or not. If you don't pass, you can't then decide to fall back on your previous AP credit, and you would have to retake Calculus 1 again. It's also important to know that all grades count toward your cumulative GPA unless you have specifically invoked the grade replacement policy. The grade replacement policy allows you to repeat a course that you didn't pass the first time and to remove the previous grade from your GPA calculation for up to 10 credits. In addition to coursework policies, you also need to remember minimum grade and GPA requirements. For civil and architectural engineering, the minimum passing grade is a C- for any course that is a prerequisite or co-requisite for another course that you need to take. Otherwise, the minimum passing grade is a D-. You also have two GPA requirements. Your cumulative GPA includes all University of Colorado coursework. It needs to be at least 2.250 for graduation, but also on an ongoing basis to remain in good academic standing. Your major GPA includes civil and architectural engineering courses only. It needs to be 2.250 for graduation, but does not affect your academic standing. Anytime you want to request an exception to a department or college policy, you need to make sure to get permission in writing. In most cases, this involves an official college petition, which is a form you fill out online. It's always a good idea to talk to your academic advisor before submitting a petition. Your advisor can let you know if a petition is needed, if a petition will even be considered for what you're asking, and they can also provide guidance on what information and supporting documentation you should include to have the best chance for your petition to be approved. I hope you found this video helpful, and please contact your advisor with any questions.